The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
All right, actually, Ingram, if you would start us out with an opening statement about Week 1 and the Reinhardt Eagles.
Yeah, well, it's finally here after, I guess, almost 9 long months, since taking over. We finally got a game. I think the guys will be happy to see someone other than each other as we've gone through spring ball and fall camp. But no, we're excited to play. We have a quality opponent coming in. Reinhardt, I think, has made 8 consecutive national playoffs. And I've just tried to reiterate to our guys that the battle, is with ourselves. We got a great opponent. We have to be ready to play. I think the guys will be excited. I'm excited. So we're ready to roll.
It's interesting. You said you started that with it's been a long time coming. And my head went to this has been a long camp.
It has been.
And not the 9 months since you've been hired. This has been, I would say, probably the longest camp that Carson-Newman's had, at least between the start of camp and classes starting. Is that a benefit to have that much time where guys are just focused on football?
I think so. Now, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I've been at Division I level this last 20-plus years. So it's normal to me, but it is good. So we're ready to go. And then after this, we've got an open week. So I think the way the season lays out is good for us being a new program, running a new system offensively. So, we need everything we can get.
Reinhardt, you alluded to it, no slouch, and that's doubly true because both quarterbacks they played last year are back.
Yep.
The 1,000-yard rusher is back. The 2 leading receivers are back. A lot of talented pieces to their puzzle for a team that's pretty doggone good at return. What is the piece, I guess, that sticks out to you on the film study and prep that you've done?
I think just a team that's made 8 playoffs in a row. They're well coached. They are a very good program. They have very talented players. So I think it's the real deal. We've got to be ready to play. And obviously when you do something for the first time, there are going to be growing pains. We've got to minimize those. We got to allow our athletes to win. We cannot beat ourselves. The penalties, the false starts, the turnovers, those things will be kind of paramount in this game.
One of the Ken Sparksisms, I guess, that Mike Turnerisms that reigned true for a long time in this program was only Carson-Newman can beat Carson-Newman.
Right.
Is that true for you as well?
Well, that's the way we're going to approach it. We're focused on Carson-Newman. We've talked to the guys. The battle is within, and Coach Peterson says it all the time. I think the number one rule in life is don't beat yourself, and we're going to try that. The guys have played well though. We knock on wood, we've done a good job taking care of the football in camp. We did a good job taking care of the football in spring ball. So we're excited to play. We've got a quality opponent. We've watched a lot of them, but, here we go. It's time to do it.
20-some-odd days in camp. Who has been a pleasant surprise as you bear down on game day?
Well, I think the first one that has to jump out would be Turk Daniels, Jaquavian Daniels, who's going to start for us at left guard. I've been doing this a long time as an offensive line coach. I don't think I've had a true freshman start for me on the offensive line game 1. He's got a special talent. He's gifted. He's a great young man. The game of football comes easy to him. He understands things. So he's been a very pleasant surprise as a true freshman.
What is it about his skill set that has been that you coached for a long time? What is it about his skill set that really pops?
Well, he's athletic. He can bend. He's strong. He can move. But I think more importantly that he's one of those guys, if you tell him one time, he gets it. So he's just a football player, and things come natural to him on the football field.
Defensively, not a lot of question marks coming into this season from starters who returned last year. How nice has it been to rely on to be able to turn to a unit that the last 6 weeks of the year only gave up 250 yards, more than 250 yards once last season.
No, it's great to have the continuity we have with the defensive staff, to have Coach Slade back. Then to add Tyler Allman, who's been a great addition, to have those players back. It's allowed me, as the head coach, to spend more time on offense. That's where the challenge is. You know, obviously, we've got to play well on defense because we've got a good opponent coming in, so we're not taking anything for granted. But it's allowed me to go spend more time with the offense, which is where we need the help right now. And that's not we got great coaches. But the comfort in knowing that Coach Slade and Coach Goss and Coach Jamison and Coach Goins and Coach Iruli and Coach Allman are over there, the comfort with them being there with these players back has been a big benefit for me.
Major Williams has reaped in preseason accolade after preseason accolade after preseason accolade. What's your hope for him, a guy that you've turned to as a captain? What's your hope for him to start his senior season?
Well, my hope is pretty simple. I got really high expectations for him. If he's going to be an All-American candidate and he's going to be a guy that's on the Senior Bowl watch list, if he's going to be a guy that can play in NFL, he needs to dominate. And I would expect him to dominate each and every Saturday this year. He's got to show up and play. I spoke to a scout the other day, and he said, if you're a Division II player, he goes, when I turn on the film, you better show up. And he goes, I may pick any game, but you better show up, and you better show up quick. So I think he's going to do it.
Obviously, there's success on the scoreboard. You kind of touched on it a little bit. Without scoring points or saying scoring points, for somebody who's watching this brand of Carson-Newman football for the first time, what does it look like if you're successful?
Well, I think the most important thing is that you'll see a football team that's playing together, that's playing really hard. And I've told the guys, if you really care about each other, if we're those aren't just words, that we're going to be the closest team in the country. If that's the case, we'll play really, really hard for each other. We'll lay it on the line for each other. So I hope that you'll see a team that plays hard, that plays fast, that is physical, that will hit you, that is willing to compete every snap until the final whistle of the game. If we do those things, we'll win a lot of football games.